What do we need to see from Georgia over the next 4 games in games that could be considered a cakewalk for the Georgia Bulldogs, the number one Georgia Bulldogs? You're playing what's going to end up being 4 unranked teams, 2 out of conference games. You're a 37.5-point favorite against Missouri. Before the SEC championship game, you have 4 games to finish out the season, 12-0, undefeated. What do we need to see out of the Georgia Bulldogs to feel confident moving into that game against Atlanta, and then what seems to be a probable playoff run? Ryan Curl from Dog Post here, and I'm going to tell you what I think that we need to see from Georgia for us as as fans, as media members, as bystanders, to feel comfortable that Georgia is doing the right thing and that they're in a groove by the time they get to Atlanta and either Miami or Dallas, where the Orange Bowl or Cotton Bowl will be, because at present time it looks like that's going to happen. No matter what combination of 12-1 they are, it looks like Georgia's probably going to be in the playoff, and that's exciting. It's not set yet, obviously, but it has become much more likely. So I think that they should come in here and blow these teams out of the water. I don't think that they should let their foot off the gas against teams like Missouri, Charleston Southern, Tennessee, Georgia Tech. Why would you let your foot off the gas, man? Just assert your dominance against these weaker teams. Go in there with a confident head on your shoulders, when you go to play either Auburn, Texas A&M, or Alabama, and show that you're the best team in the country. I think, when the rankings came out the other day, it was, to me, that was the only issue that the committee was going to not have to deal with. I thought that the only thing that wasn't going to be an issue was the fact that they were putting Georgia at number 1 because they are the clear-cut number 1 team in the country. It was 2 through 25 where it was like, hey, where are some of these teams standing right now? And, I'm not totally upset with their rankings. I think it's interesting that Alabama was over Michigan State. Cincinnati at 6 is fine. Oklahoma at 9 shows that no one's impressed with them right now, so that's fine. But Georgia, if they, want people to keep believing that they're the number 1 team, and they want to keep proving that they're the number 1 team, I think that they need to go in there and blow these teams out, man. Score the ball. Do not let them score. I mean, we're talking about Georgia can shut out. I don't know if they'll shut out Tennessee, but the other 3 teams, Georgia can shut them out. Imagine that if Georgia had 3 shutouts in the last 4 games. You already have 2 shutouts. You already have 1 offensive shutout to add on to that. You played Clemson, only allowed the field goal. The Georgia defense can dominate, and I think that they probably will against these teams. I keep pointing at my computer screen because I'm simply looking at it. Also, side note, I'm wearing red underneath my hoodie here. So for all of you guys, I think you can see my red. For all the people out there who don't like it when we don't wear red, we're trying to be unbiased here. We're trying to be media members who we're not trying to be homers, right? So, but score the ball, man. Put up these points. You could put up 50 on any of these teams. Charleston Southern, you could put up 50 on Missouri. I'm predicting they're going to put up 50 on Missouri. I think that's what we're going to see noon on Saturday. But you have an opportunity here to just come out and dominate the rest of your schedule and to just be completely fired up going in against a game against whoever ends up being likely. It seems like Alabama's probably going to be the team that comes out, but Auburn or Texas A&M can do it. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But if you're Georgia, you come out. I think it's important that you weave JT Daniels back into this offense. I think it's very important. At the end of the day, I just think he's the better quarterback. I think he gives them a better chance to win. I think that he gives them a better. I think he gives them more firepower on offense, and I think that's what you're going to need. We've seen the last 2 years, 3 years, really, these championship teams they have a lot of firepower on offense. We're talking about a Trevor Lawrence-led Clemson, a Joe Burrow-led LSU, a Mac Jones-led Alabama. Those teams had firepower on offense, and I think JT Daniels gives you that. And I very much want to see him back into the mix against Missouri, and hopefully his role will expand after that. But at the very least, I want to see him out there on the field in Sanford on Saturday. I don't know what's going on. If he's not, I will try my best to figure that out. But I think that he's the guy that's probably going to take you to that next level in offense, closer to what we've seen in the last few years. I wrote this in my final feelings. That's on the site dogpost.com, which you should be going to and you should be subscribing to. If you're not, you should be on dogpost.com. I don't know what you're doing if you're not. We have all sorts of insider coverage. But I wrote on final feelings that I didn't understand why I felt this season like I was a little bored. And, I'm covering the number one team in the country. Why am I a little bored watching college football? It's because we're not seeing these crazy high-flying offenses that we've seen in the last few years. And I want touchdowns, man. I want to see the ball scored. I love high-scoring games. Now, I find entertainment in watching some of these group of 5 games and some of these Big 12 games because I just love offense. And we're not seeing that this year. What we're watching is a dominant defensive performance, and that's awesome. But Georgia also has the potential to be that on offense. They have the potential to put up so many points and just blow some of these teams out. That's what I think needs to happen here the last 4 games of the regular season. I don't think they should become complacent with their position. I think they need to come in here and be headhunters on both offense and defense. And then I will feel very comfortable about the Georgia Bulldogs' chances to win the national championship if I see that going into the SEC championship game against either Bama, Auburn, or A&M. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys around.